Why am I still wearing a mask is one of the most common questions that I get. And so every 6 months,
Go watch his video. Seriously, I just love him and his New York accent, but I just love him. But also, like, great answers. I would add to that. COVID is still killing 1,000 people a week. I know we've swept over that with the mandate to go back to work. Our politicians are very busy wearing pink suits to prove what team they're on. If you had really wanted to, like, piss Trump off during his I did such great things in my first 30 days, half a room wearing N95s would have pissed him off like nothing else. You guys could have just put a mask on your face and said nothing for an hour and a half and would have sent a message to the American people. But why on earth would you do that? We have a president who's trying to cut Medicare and Medicaid Social Security. There is every chance that when I'm old enough to need those things, they won't be there. I don't want to add to my list of medical issues when I'm older for something that I could have just put a mask on for today. It's the same reason I have condoms when I do the boom boom. I don't need to add to my list of problems. There is no, oh, good enough to be like, oh, syphilis, it was totally worth it. HIV, the herp, on, I want none of them. There's no oh that is ever going to be worth it. But it's not just COVID and the flu. We elected plague enthusiasts. We've cut funding to like all medicine and science. And truthfully, anybody in the medical professional field who isn't thinking of getting the hell out, there are express passes to Canada, France, Germany, Italy, like name the European country that isn't begging for you to come there. Do you really want to be in the United States if the bird flu hits? I don't. There is a moment in our country where bird flu and COVID could have a baby. Oh, and let's not forget measles, rubella, mumps, TB, diphtheria, dysentery, Legionnaires' disease. Like, we got a whole lot. At the very least, there's a filter between me and your spittle halitosis. The bigger question is, why are you still asking, why am I wearing a mask? Why do you care? Why don't you? Instead of asking me to justify it, justify to me why you give a shit about nobody, including yourself. Because the TikTok trend right now of like, she doesn't know it, but this is her last day taking deep breaths. It's all fun and games until you get long COVID or die. The odds are not in your favor. And without Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, I don't think you've really thought out what your later years look like. Because what if you don't die quickly? What if you linger, gasping and turning blue for years? I'll just, die when I need to die. It doesn't always work that way. If wishing and hoping for death was enough, you would have woken up to really good news a few days ago. Seriously, if you want to piss off Republicans, if you want to give a sign that you're an ally, a safe space, wear a mask. You don't need a blue bracelet. You don't need a t-shirt, especially not a t-shirt that was made in China. A mask tells people a lot about you without you ever having to say a word. And seriously, given the rise of everything in this country that you don't want to catch right now, it's not just for COVID. Most of us are still wearing masks for like an ever-growing number of reasons. Mainly also so I can under my mask. I do it a lot. If I could just Botox up here, I would totally get away with it.